We have a accused killer. We have a accused killer who's changing her plea before her murder trial. Who did she murder? Allegedly. Her boyfriend. Allegedly. She changed her plea. Here we go.
With jury selection just a week away, a woman charged with murdering her boyfriend in a New Orleans hotel is dramatically shifting her defense strategy.
New Orleans 911 location of emergency.
Court records show CASHAPP Shelton is changing her plea from not guilty to not guilty by reason of insanity.
Shut up.
The investigation into the shooting death of Shelton's boyfriend Nicholas Harrison inside the Courtyard Marriott in December 2022 was once closed. Shelton first told police Harrison shot himself, then she said they struggled and the gun went off.
Where's the suspect now, ma'am?
He's laying on the floor, and his stove. This is crazy.
He shot himself, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Police arrested Shelton in January 2023, but 6 months later, District Attorney Jason Williams' office refused the charges and never took the case to a grand jury. That changed in late 2024 after we obtained the police file, body cam video, interrogation recordings, and forensic reports and questioned DA Williams about the evidence. The DA reopened the case in January 2025, and 2 days later, a grand jury indicted Shelton for murder. Harrison's mother, Cherie Bell.
I thank you for opening this story up to the public, because if you wouldn't have never opened this story up and exposed everything that we didn't see, it wouldn't have never happened.
Shelton pleaded not guilty last February at a contentious arraignment. Her attorney, Kevin Boucher, tried to get the charges thrown out with due process arguments that failed. Now, with the trial approaching, a new strategy that Loyola law professor William Snowden says is rare.
So in a not guilty by reason of insanity case, the defense has to prove by preponderance of evidence that their client was in fact insane at the time that this crime was committed.
And it likely means more delays.
Not guilty by reason of insanity cases largely become a battle of the experts, and which expert is going to be believed more in terms of describing the accused's state of mind at the time of the commission of the crime.
David Hammer, WWL, Louisiana.
Do y'all understand that this thick baby? This thick baby, she thought because she thick, she fine in her own mind, that she could, that she about to go, she was about to get away with it. She was about to get away with it. Look.
Court records show
she walk out there thick. Now, do y'all understand she's not teary-eyed or nothing. Her man is dead inside of this apartment room or whatever, because this is the gurney that they're going to put a player on. And she's walking out on the phone like everything's fine.
CASHAPP Shelton is changing her plea from not guilty to not guilty by reason of insanity.
Not guilty by reason of insanity. Why would you need to change your plea to not guilty by reason of insanity if you did not kill your boyfriend? If your boyfriend killed himself, why would you anything about insanity? Why was you insane that day?
The investigation into the shooting death of Shelton's boyfriend Nicholas Harrison inside the Courtyard Marriott in December 2022 was once closed. Shelton first told police Harrison shot himself, then she said they struggled and the gun went off.
First, she said he shot himself. Y'all know these bitches be out here lying. I believe all women. He shot himself. Well, we were fighting with the gun like I had it and he had it, and then I had it, he had it, and then like we both had it, and then he turned the gun when we both had it to himself and shot himself and said, hey, he loved me. He said he loved me because he was cheating on me and we were arguing and stuff. Yeah. I didn't never want him to die. I wanted him to talk and just explain to me why you cheated on me. Because for her to knock him off, I do think it had something to do with cheating, in my mind.
Where's the suspect now, ma'am?
He's laying on the floor, and his stove. This is crazy.
He shot
himself. He's so great. Listen to her try to. Listen, she's trying to make herself cry. This is wild.
Now, ma'am.
He's laying on the floor, and his stove. This is crazy.
He shot himself, ma'am?
Yes.
Police arrested Shelton in January 2023, but 6 months.
That's probably her favorite outfit right there. That black probably her favorite. He shot himself.
Yes, yes, yes.
Police arrested Shelton in January 2023, but 6 months later, District Attorney Jason Williams' office refused the charges and never took the case to a grand jury.
Do y'all even understand? Do y'all understand? And the district attorney dude is a man, a black man. He did not take it to the grand jury. He did not take it above his head to have some other people look at it, but because she's a black chick who's thick, and he probably want to hunch that baby. He probably saw some pictures, be like, damn, that's who she. Shit, she's single now. You know what I'm saying? He would probably like that right there. He probably want to smash little mama, and I don't blame him for wanting to smash little mama, but damn, give a player his just due out here in these streets.
That changed in late 2024 after we obtained the police file body cam video interrogation recordings.
I don't think that I ever did this body cam. Y'all, I might have to find this.
And forensic reports and questioned D.A. Williams about the evidence.
Him. D.A. DA wanted to smash Lil Mama.
The DA reopened the case in January 2025, and 2 days later, a grand jury indicted Shelton for
2 days. They indicted her because of the evidence. It was preponderous or preposterous. It's one of them P words of evidence, like a whole bunch of evidence. Like
murder. Harrison's mother, Cherie Bell.
Cherie ain't going. Shout out to Mama for having them dimples. Shout out to the people who have. Listen. I can get dimples for like $1,000. Listen, I looked it up. I think I looked it up with y'all before too. But
I thank you for opening this story up.
I don't know. I got to find. I got to see real quick. The body cam though, dog. I want to see like the body cam. I believe that I did this story though. But if I can find the body cam, the jury selection begin. Yada yada. Judge denies request for that's in Orlando. Got that right there. Accused killer. I would love to see. Hold on. I'm trying to see some. Close the thing. Okay. Yada yada yada. Facing another delay in the case. We got that right there. Facing another case back in 2022. She pleaded guilty at her arraignment thing February. Got that, not guilty. Hold on, let me click on the. She got a link. They got a link for it. Let's click on the link. Let's see what they give me. No. Oh, whoa, slow me down. I got another video. I got 3 videos. We got ourselves some. All right, bam. We looking good. I'm doing my investigative reporting right now. So let me go on and bam, click that and put that down up. Let me push that. Let's see what we got. Let's go back like to the top one. I think it's this one. We got, damn it, it's 2 videos here. So let's see what they're talking about. I have no idea. I ain't watching. Let's see what we're going to do with
Popeyes.
Right, Popeyes, $5 fit. Damn, that chicken know it be looking good. They just be expensive though. And like they use like different chicken. I like Church's because Church's use a big ass chicken and give you like 100 pieces and shit for $17.
We did nothing. We did nothing.
Well, family members
And they recognize us. We did nothing. We did nothing.
Well, family members.
All them thick babies. Hold on. I gotta back it up again. Everybody got ass out there. Look.
And they recognize us. We did nothing. We did nothing.
Well, family members make threats outside criminal court today as a woman pleads not guilty to murder charges.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. CASHAPP Shelton is charged with shooting her boyfriend in the head in their hotel room back in December of 2022.
Well, this was a cold case for almost 2 years until
Yep.
WWL Chief Investigative Reporter David Hammer gathered the evidence, and the DA responded by filing charges.
Tensions ran high at New Orleans criminal court Monday between the families of Nicholas Harrison and CASHAPP Shelton. Shelton pled not guilty to second-degree murder in the December 2022 shooting death of her boyfriend Harrison in this downtown hotel. Nick Harrison's family entered the crowded courtroom and sat behind Cache Shelton's family. The two mothers exchanged words, and the bailiff had the Harrison family removed until the entire docket was completed. Then, with nobody else in the courtroom, the two families were seated on opposite sides of the courtroom. Harrison's mother, Cherie Bell.
I'm a mother who lost a son.
Right.
She's there and she's turning around looking at me. Your daughter committed murder to my son. She murdered my son.
The police first booked Shelton on suspicion of murder in January 2023, but the DA's office refused the charges that June.
I think I did a story with, damn it, just looking at her in the back seat. She look a little slimmer right there too. You say, yeah. The word was preponderance of evidence. It's something like that. Yeah. Preponderance.
But the DA's office refused the charges that June. So we collected the police's investigative file and reviewed the autopsy, the evidence records, and hours of body cam and interrogation footage. First, Shelton told authorities Harrison shot himself. Then she said they tussled in the hotel bed and the gun went off.
Wow.
Everybody's seen the lies back and forth, the different changes of the story.
We also showed...
It's a woman, of course. I got to back it up because she shot and she loved that black
records and hours of body cam and interrogation footage. First, Shelton told authorities Harrison shot himself. Then she said they tussled in the hotel bed and the gun went off.
Everybody's seen the lies back and forth, the different changes of the story.
We also showed how the single bullet wound on Harrison's forehead showed no signs of being at close range, and his hands had none of the residue that would be there if he had fired the gun.
He ain't had no GSR on him. He ain't had no GSR. The DA need to... Damn it, the one who didn't take it to the people to prosecute and all that shit, he need to be fired and put in jail. You mean to tell me with this type of evidence, it wasn't even close range, and she said that he shot himself.
We questioned DA Jason Williams about it. He reopened the case, and after our story aired last month, brought it to a grand jury that indicted Shelton.
I think he know the family. I think he has some type of connection with the family. That's probably why he didn't go all the way through with it. But because he got called out, he had to go through with it.
I thank you for opening this story up to the public, because if you wouldn't have never opened this story up and exposed everything that we didn't see, it wouldn't have never happened.
The DA's office sought a $5 million bond. Judge Kimya Holmes said that was, quote, just an attempt to get on the news, and set it at $300,000 with 24-hour home incarceration.
The $5 million is just to make news. It's already on the news when you reopen the case.
The tension between the families then spilled out onto the street.
What size jeans is these right here, y'all? That baby, listen. These jeans got to be like a 22 or 24 or something like that right here. That baby got a don't, and I don't think that's a BBW. I think that's natural.
The tension between the families then spilled out on...
She got that auntie booty. That's an auntie booty. Look. Hold on. Play.
Already on the news when you reopen the case.
The tension between the families then spilled out onto the street.
Stop here! And recognize us. We did nothing. We did nothing.
Did this say glory to God?
Bell reported getting these threats after Shelton was arrested the first time.
My son was dead and I was next, so there are threats and police reports have been filed.
The next
they say the mama is next.
court date is set for March 13th. David Hammer, WWL, Louisiana.
Shelton's defense attorney Kevin Boucher said nothing had changed since the DA's office refused the charges in 2023, and he would seek records showing why those charges were refused then. We also tried to get those records from the DA, but we were denied.
Wonder why y'all was denied for them records, the records to show why the case was denied in the beginning. But it needs to be arrested and fired. They need to sue the city, the state, or something like that right there. Okay, so that's when she had to plead. I think this video right here is when it first went down. Let's see when it first went down. I hope it is. Come on, now play. What happened? I don't want to see all that. Oh, hold on. Slow me down. This is a commercial. Hold on. Can I do something? Damn it, it keeps sending me to the doggone thing like I'm trying to.
You know who we are. Roofing and construction experts. MLRBuildersLLC.com.
I'm not going to stop until justice is served for Nicholas.
A grieving mother learns her son's 2022 shooting death is finally going to a grand jury after the DA faced tough questions from WWL Chief Investigative Reporter David Hammer. David spent the last 5 months gathering records from the December 2022 shooting death of Nicholas Harrison. The DA's office refused to press murder charges against Harrison's girlfriend in June of 2023. But David questioned DA Jason Williams about the evidence, and now this cold case has been reopened.
Cherie Bell was looking forward to her son returning home to New Orleans in December 2022 until tragedy struck.
Christmas Day was the last day I celebrated Christmas with my son. Didn't know that would be the last day.
And the last 5 months.
This mama cute though. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I don't know what the hell I just clicked on, but I did it by mistake.
The day after Christmas, 29-year-old Nicholas Harrison got a room at the Courtyard Marriott on Julia Street. He went out and got really drunk into the wee hours of December.
Going to a grand jury after the DA faced tough questions from WWL Chief Investigative Reporter David Hammer. David spent the last 5 months gathering records from the December 2022 shooting death of Nicholas Harrison. The DA's office refused to press murder charges against Harrison's girlfriend in June of 2023. But David questioned DA Jason Williams about the evidence, and now this cold case has been reopened.
Mama kind of cute though. Yeah.
Cherie Bell was looking forward to her son returning home to New Orleans in December 2022 until tragedy struck.
Christmas Day was the last day I celebrated Christmas with my son. Didn't know that would be the last day.
The day after Christmas, 29-year-old Nicholas Harrison got a room at the Courtyard Marriott on Julia Street. He went out and got really drunk into the wee hours of December 27th. At 8:30 that morning, he was back at the hotel with his girlfriend, CASHAPP Shelton.
New Orleans 911, location of the emergency.
The first 911 calls came from people in the hotel lobby who watched as a frantic Shelton came to the front desk wearing a blood-drenched catsuit.
Courtyard by Marriott, 300 Julia. I think the lady got shot. She's in a lobby or stabbed or something.
A few chaotic minutes later, Shelton was back upstairs in room 303 with Harrison. He was the one who'd been shot just above his left eyebrow with his own .40 caliber Glock pistol. And now she was the one calling 911 and telling the operator she and Harrison argued about breaking up.
We always fuss about what's going to happen if we break up. But this summer got so serious. And I can't believe they had to please send somebody now.
Shelton's first story.
I should just drop on down with the cry. Boy, y'all be talking clear and then y'all drop on down with the little cry game like a child. Like a child. I told you it had to do something with like cheating. And I should have said breaking up also, because these is the reason that a lot of domestic love situations ends in death out here in these streets. But go ahead, tell your story, baby.
Was that Harrison shot himself.
Where's the suspect now, ma'am?
He's laying on the floor, and it's so, this is crazy.
He shot himself, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and take a seat right now.
Police brought Shelton in for questioning. Now, she said they had been fighting and tussling, but she wasn't so clear about who shot the gun.
We were fighting and tussling, and the gun was right there, right? So then the gun got involved.
So what happened?
She said then the gun got involved. Bitch, who shot the gun?
How did the gun get involved? How did he get involved?
Just fuss, that's just...
Did he pick it up? You picked.
Do y'all understand? This shit should have been went to trial. How did the gun get involved? That baby paused for a minute. She trying to think it through. She did her best to try to think it through. She did her best to try to think it through. And now he had to say, did he pick it up or did you pick it up? Right at this part right here, you know she's a liar. You know she has something to do with this person dying. Right there. You ain't even got to go another further.
He picked it up, and then it went from there to that we fussing and fighting, and then next thing you know, it went off. Literally.
Next thing you know, it went off. Do y'all even understand? The autopsy showed that the gunshot above the eyebrow was from a distance. She say, and the gun just went off. Got it.
Was he holding the gun?
Yeah.
And she acknowledged she had handled the gun too.
You handled it?
Yeah, we both handled it.
Okay.
Then she told detectives the gun went off, and she, quote, ran up to him.
You guys are fighting, and the gun goes off, and he's shot at that point?
Yes.
And then what happens after that?
And blood everywhere. I ran up to him.
But then she said they had both been in the bed the whole time.
Can you say that for me?
Sure.
So, how close were you and Nick when
He say, stand up for me, and y'all understand that she's focusing on how she looks right now. She had to make sure that her outfit is all together, and that she trying to solicit the players right now because they both black. So it's not that hard to solicit us out here in the street, especially when you thick. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to size her up so he can get a visual of her blood his blood spatter and all that fly stuff right there. But hold on, back it up.
And in the bed the whole time.
Can you say that for me?
Sure.
So, how close were you and Nick when all this was going on? It's like, just stand right there. Right here?
When all this going on, we're like really.
No, I'm just like right here. But you guys on the bed?
No, we're on the bed. We laying down, we fussing, we talking. We go from on top of each other to on top of each other, from on the side of the bed to getting up on top of the bed.
That's the tussling?
Yes.
Okay. I thought we were still standing.
No, we never really stood up.
No, it was just...
Yeah, we in the bed going back and forth.
We never really stood up. We going back and forth in the bed arguing.
Shelton told detectives she pulled Harrison off the bed and onto the floor after he was shot.
He was on the bed, or was he end up on the floor?
No, he was on the bed. I pulled him on the floor once I went to the...
Get help?
I pulled him on the floor because he's breathing.
She pulled him off the bed on the floor when she came back up from being downstairs to tell everybody he shot himself.
Did tussle on the bed, it didn't appear to disturb Shelton's long fake fingernails. In the hallway back at the hotel, they were all there except for her right pointer finger.
I told y'all. When I saw her walk out of that thing on the phone with, she's not hysterical. She's walking fine and she's talking on the phone with no problem. Of course she's guilty in my mind.
Appear to disturb Shelton's long fake fingernails.
Them long fingernails. Got to be more careful. Them fingernails done worked against you, baby.
In the hallway back at the hotel, they were all there except for her right pointer finger. Police detained Shelton for 3.5 hours that morning at the hotel where they let her call her mother to come meet her, and at the 8th District Police Station where they let her go to the bathroom. When she came out, most of the fingernails were gone, and she was wiping her hands with a tissue.
She destroyed evidence. She got rid of her nails. You say no blood on her either. Well, at the hotel, the people saw her in that black cat suit that she still have on. They say that she was covered with blood. So the blood is in the outfit. The blood is in the outfit. That bitch got rid of her nails, though. Wow. They let kinfolk bring her shoes. I want y'all to really understand how law enforcement failed. They allowed somebody to interfere with this situation. They allowed her to call somebody. And bring her ass some shoes. What happened to the shoe? Unless they collected the shoes as evidence, what happened to her shoes?
Pointer finger. Police detained Shelton for 3.5 hours that morning at the hotel where they let her call her mother to come meet her, and
they let her call her mother to come meet her. They was just upstairs at 27. At 9:27, that's her mom in the red.
At the hotel where they let her call her mother.
Mama be out here working out.
To come meet her.
That's her mama.
And at the 8th District Police Station where they let her go to the bathroom. When
she was able to go to the bathroom. Do y'all understand that she was not supposed to go to the bathroom without law enforcement and or at least having been searched? She was supposed to be searched. Hell, if they held her for 3 hours, she's supposed to have been well, hey, hold on. Let me think. Because I'm pretty sure that they said that you're not under arrest, you're being detained because like we questioning you about the situation. So I don't know how much should they have searched her and or followed her in the bathroom. I don't know. I could be wrong about that.
Came out, most of the fingernails were gone, and she was wiping her hands with a tissue.
She's popping off nails. They allowed her to wipe her hands off. Do y'all know that shit is evidence? The GSR... we have a gunshot victim, and y'all allowed a bitch to wash her hands? Y'all need to be fired. Y'all need to be fired.
50 minutes after Shelton's bathroom break, crime lab technicians finally arrived to collect her DNA and gunshot residue samples.
Back that up. How many hours after? Oh, lazy ass bitch eating.
Most of the fingernails were gone, and she was wiping her hands with a tissue. 50 minutes after Shelton's bathroom break, crime lab technicians finally arrived to collect her DNA and gunshot residue samples.
That's 50 minutes after the bathroom break. They came to collect DNA and gunshot residue. You say you can't wipe off gunpowder residue. You right about that right there, but hell, you can still wipe some. You can't wipe it all off. You know what I'm saying? But I think that you can wipe some. I don't know. Well, hey, what, hold on. That's my AI, la. Can you wipe off gunshot residue? Yes, gunshot residue, GSR, can be wiped off or removed by washing hands, brushing clothing, and even normal activity. Uh-oh. According to my AI, la now, you can. I thought that you couldn't. I thought that you had to like bleach some stuff up, you know what I'm saying, to get the GSR off you. But nope, you can wash it off.
Police station where they let her go to the bathroom. When she came out, most of the fingernails were gone, and she was wiping her hands with a tissue. 50 minutes after Shelton's bathroom break, crime lab technicians finally arrived to collect her DNA and gunshot residue samples. The report notes she didn't have any residue on her hands because she had already washed them.
Shut the front door. Shut the front door. All I had to do was just let it play. All I had to do was let it play. The bitch ain't have no residue. She was in that. That's why she popped her nails off. Because she was under the belief that she can wash her hands and get rid of the gunshot residue. She have to have known that when you shoot a gun, there is gunshot residue. She probably saw that on like a crime show or something like that, and she probably know that you can wash your hands. And hell yeah, somebody say she probably flushed her nails down. Hell yeah, she better had to flush them nails down. She better had to do that.
Then her lawyer came in and the police let her go. Harrison's sister-in-law, Sauda Moore, feels police treated Shelton with kid gloves because she's a 5'2" woman and Nick was a 6 218-pound man.
He was 218 pounds. He was still slim. He was still slim at 6 foot. 218 is still like slim, like he's not a big dude at 218. Unless he's real muscular at 218, then that's a difference. But just a 218 at 6 foot, that he's slim. He said that's cruiserweight right there. They treated her with kid glove because she's 5'2".
Harrison,
as if these little bitty bitches ain't killing people.
Sister-in-law Sauda Moore feels police treated Shelton with kid gloves because she's a 5'2" woman and Nick was a 6 218-pound man.
Say short women be the most dangerous.
If the roles were reversed,
come on,
Nicholas would have went down there handcuffed.
Thank you.
They would have tested him immediately.
Thank you.
He would have been locked up immediately.
Thank you.
But some missteps aside, forensic scientist Peter Diachuk says NOPD collected some significant evidence. First, Harrison's hands were bagged, so his gunshot residue test wouldn't be tainted. It showed he had no primer residue on his hands.
You can't fire that gun essentially without getting primer residue on yourself.
So the suspect's hands, a player hands was bagged. So even though she cleaned her nails and washed her hands and threw away the nails, they're the only two in there. His hands is bagged. Once his was tested, no residue. The only other person in the room is her. There it is.
And that's the bottom line.
Diachuk says the entry wound on Harrison's forehead is even more telling. The autopsy report says the wound showed no stippling or soot markings, which would come from a gun firing at close range.
The lack of those two items immediately alerts us that the gun was fairly far away, at least arm's distance, if not more.
And that was enough for NOPD Detective Miles Guerreri to have Shelton arrested in Slidell on January 22nd, 2023, brought to New Orleans January 24th, and booked on second-degree murder. And yet, 6 months later, District Attorney Jason Williams' office refused to press charges, citing lack of evidence.
That's lack of evidence? Wow.
Harrison's father, Freddie, never understood why the case never even went to a grand jury.
And he had a daddy too. Okay, go ahead.
How do you not at least bring that to trial, let the jury decide, How do you just say, no, we're not going to do it?
The DA's office was supposed to give us its closed case file in September under the state's public records law, but never did. When I told DA Williams we were about to do a story, he reopened the case and said he could no longer comment on an open investigation.
Oh, so as soon as you said that, damn it, we finna talk about it to the public. Well, let me go ahead and grab this case back up to see if we can see what we can do with the case. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and open up the case. We got time to open up the case. Do y'all even understand if Buddy did not do his investigative reporting, she would be off scot-free? Player out here did his job, though.
Now he tells Nick's parents the case is finally going to the grand jury.
It was complete silence until you started poking around, and then now they say they say it's a slam dunk, and they're gonna push forward with it.
Diachuk warns that
yes, they should sue. They better sue.
There's more evidence that must be considered.
I think everyone should review any crime scene sketches and photographs regarding the bloodstain pattern analysis, or to do a bloodstain pattern analysis.
Do y'all understand, like, a lot of times, when they is doing investigation of gunshots and people dying and it's blood on clothing, they will have you to script and put on the white outfit, the white zip-up outfit, because they need your clothing. She's in a cat suit full of blood. If it's blood on there and she may be the killer, gunshot residue is on the clothes too. They were supposed to make her take her clothes off. Everybody need to be fired.
He says DNA evidence that was collected from the trigger, magazine, and grip of the Glock could also help settle who pulled the trigger. And an NOPD database shows results for 2 DNA samples were returned by the state crime lab back in 2023.
It's just hard to see that New Orleans allowed somebody to be killed, and you have evidence. I cry every day, sir. Every day. And my son deserves justice.
Now, I spoke to Cache Shelton's defense attorney, Kevin Boucher. He said the DA's office reviewed the evidence for many months and carefully decided not to charge his client. But here's another thing to consider. Louisiana has responsive verdicts. Now, that means the DA can charge someone with second-degree murder, and the jury can find them guilty of manslaughter or negligent homicide instead. if they determine the killing was not done in cold blood. Sharice?
All right, Dave.
So that's what they can do. The jury can say it's something else. That's what's up. I hope the people of the jury understand how this case went and how this case even made it to trial. I hope that they would look at this case and be like, this shit was done intentionally. And I think that the DA is connected with this woman's family. I promise you, I think the DA is connected with the family. Got to be more careful. Moving right along. Man. Damn, that was a hell of a